some of the things that you can do to keep busy while everything's closed. And one of those things is to start planning for next year's habitat projects and how you're going to set up your hunt, even if you don't do any habitat projects. But if you're watching this channel, you're probably into that. So the number one thing you can do this time of year is start thinking and planning. And I've been on an average of two client visits a week, and helping people put their plan together. And you can get one of those really expensive guys, or you can get a guy like me to come out and take a look, or you can just think about it yourself, what you want to do, and start getting ready for next year. Another thing that's really important is to get your tree stands down. Take them down, put them in the basement or the garage where they can stay out of the sun and they're not taking a beating from the weather. It's just a safety thing. If your tree stand straps are tied to a tree, the tree grows, the ratchet straps get rusty and you can't get them off the tree anymore. That's not good when you spent a lot of money on these stands and they aren't safe anymore. So it's easy to get lazy right after deer season. You're kind of tired of going out to camp and going to the woods. But that's an important thing to get out and do. I've been guilty of the same thing. So the other thing is chainsaw work. Anytime that it's a weekend and you got a couple days off and want to get some exercise, you can grab your chainsaw and go out and start cutting some browse. This is the perfect time to do it. The deer need that browse. They need the buds that are on the ends of those red maple trees. Locust trees. You can do some hinge cutting. You can do your TSI. What else? Oh, you know what? If it's not freezing, go ahead and do your tillage. If you need to do tillage on a food plot, which is rare, I hardly ever recommend tilling, but sometimes it is the appropriate thing. If you want to till something, till it now. Especially if you use a local farmer to do it, because the worst thing you want to do is wait until spring and then ask a farmer to come and help you till. He's got his own stuff to do. He's not going to come and help you. That way it also kind of settles over the winter. And then when things get really frozen solid, you can always have your lime truck come in and deliver lime, but make sure it's good and frozen and fairly well drained, or you're going to get stuck. Frost seeding. You can frost seed anytime now. You can see I don't know if you can see in that view, but there's a pretty good coating of snow here yet. And what I like about frost seeding over snow is that you can see your seeding rate. If you're frost seeding clover, put your hand on the ground, and if it covers 5 seeds, you're doing it right. If it's more than that, it's too many. Good rule of thumb. Scouting. Wintertime is when you want to scout, right after deer season, because now you're going to find out where the deer were when they were under pressure and when they're under stress. So find out where the deer are now, and that's where you want to start thinking about hunting next year. You can see, hopefully you have some snow and you can see tracks, see where they're going. I actually have gone to the extent of following tracks in the snow and actually painting a little line on trees that show where that trail was. Sometimes they really aren't around in the summertime. And then you can enhance those trails and use them for travel corridors between feeding and bedding, or in between bedding areas that bucks will use to check for does. So there's just a few things, a few ideas that you can do in the wintertime, right after deer season, it's the best time to get ready for next season, really, because in the spring you're busy doing other things, and then summer comes around and then it's too hot. There's always an excuse, right? So now is the time to get out there and get some stuff done, especially the planning. So if you want to do a plan for your land, it's pretty cheap. You can call me and I'll do it. I actually make my money on the other end, where I'm actually implementing what I put in the plan for you. So I don't charge a lot to come out to your land and take a look at it and write you up a plan. And so give me a call and we'll set something up. There's plenty of time between now and spring to start thinking about next year and what we're going to do in the springtime as far as timber stand improvement, logging. That's another thing, logging. If you're going to sell timber, this is the time of year to do it. When I lived up in the Northwoods, we did all of our logging in the dead of winter when it was going down below zero at night. Everything was frozen solid. Bark is real tight on the trees. You don't do a lot of damage, and you can't hardly tell that there was ever a skidder on the land in the spring because everything was frozen. You didn't make any ruts or any kind of a mess. So that's the time to do your logging. Of course, we're in Pennsylvania, so one day it's 0, the next day it's 40. So it doesn't quite work out the way it used to up north, but that's just how it is here. As you can see, it's kind of can't make up its mind whether it wants to rain or sleet right now. It's going back and forth. So welcome to Pennsylvania. You know, maybe I'll get rich one day and I can have a place in Florida for the winter. All right, catch you on the next video. Don't forget to hit the like, the thumbs up, and the subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.